Hello everybody, welcome back. It is another Monday. You know what that means? A new reading vlog. Was looking at my reading cart, trying to decide what I wanted to do for this week, whether I just wanted to, you know, casual mood reading or if I wanted to pick a particular theme. And I realised I have 10 unfinished series right now. That's too many series. That's way too many series. It's a mixture of like interconnected standalone books, actual like serious series, which I should have been continuing. I can get 3 series finished this week. That's the goal. First, Fireborn. I just finished that book. It's actually just behind me. I want to read the next book in that series, Flamefall, but I do not have it yet. If I had it, I probably would have read it by now because I am excited to continue that, coming this Thursday actually, so maybe I'll pick it up. Things You Left Behind by Lucy Score. This, like, I need to finish this, like, so bad. I have no desire to read this book, but I have read the 2 other books in this series. I need to finish it. I need it to be gone. Maybe I'll make myself do that. We have Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. This one's unlikely because I only read these books when I'm in like a serious mood for them because I love them so much, and I usually like I'm not in the mood for them often. I have Taming Seven, the new Chloe Walsh book. This would be highly likely because I love, well, small writing. This would be quite likely because I love this series and I'm so excited to continue it, but I've seen not amazing things about this book and I wasn't that excited about Claire and Gibbsy in general. I know everybody loves them, but I just felt like I knew exactly what I was getting. I've already seen them and I know that there's a lot of who's their friend who's mean. I know there's a lot of her in this book and apparently it's kind of unredeemable behaviour, so I don't know. Next we have Clockwork Prince, the second book in the Shadowhunter series, Infernal Devices series, which is Shadowhunters world. Next I have A Dream So Wicked. This is the Entangled with Fae series by Tassandra Odette. I've read 3 of these. I loved the first one. I gave the first one a 5-star when I read it, and then the other 2 I didn't enjoy so much. So I feel like this series, I'm not desperate to finish it, but something in me does want to be complete of it. Then I have Caught Up. I read that on my Kindle and I kind of am in the mood to read a book on my Kindle, so that's a good option. That's the 3rd book in the Windy City series. The Goal, which is the last, not the last book, the 4th book in the Off-Campus series. And then I have Capturing the Devil. This is the last book in Stalking Jack the Ripper. I really have enjoyed Stalking Jack the Ripper, the entire thing so far. So maybe I'll pick this up and finish it off, although it's not really the season. And then last book I have is Reckless by Elsie Silver. Everybody loves the series. I have only really loved 1 book in the series, and this is the 4th one, so I don't know. First things first, I've actually already been reading one of these books. I started this last week. I only have like that much left, so this will be my first book finished, which is cheating but makes me happy, and that's great. I'm gonna try and get this done today, but it is actually my mother's birthday today, so priorities. I will be prioritizing that. After I've done with this, I have no idea which book I'm going to pick up next. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Maybe Caught Up, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for romance. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get into that, but maybe I'll try it. I'm gonna go read this now. I cannot believe what just happened in this book. No! They're taking it too far. They're taking it too far. This is great. Are you kidding? Okay, it's 4:45 and I just finished Clockwork Prince. Wow, that I wasn't obsessed. It took me probably 200 pages to get like a good reading pace where like I was picking it up and I wanted to continue reading. That last like 300 to 200 pages. Wow, really, really fantastic. Really, really enjoyed those crazy things happening in this book. Really wild, crazy things that 16-year-olds don't need to be doing, but I guess this is the 1800s, so why not? When people say this is a love triangle, yeah, it really truly is a love triangle. Oh my fucking god. I feel like usually in love triangle situations you're like, no, you like him, we all know you do, put him out of his misery and move. But like, really truly, she cannot do that. Like she can't. That's so cruel. Oh my god. Okay, wow, really good. I think I'm gonna rate it like 4.25. 4 to 4.25. I'm gonna think on it, because right now I'm like on a high, so I'm like, okay, 4.25, because like I really was not enjoying this at the start. I was like, oh, I'm bored, I want to read something else. Almost makes me want to just pick up the next book, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to read a different series. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I have all my series here. I'm probably going to move them because this is where I keep my monthly reads, and I need to put this there. Okay, hello. I just had a shower and I need to brush my hair, so ignore this. Ew. That sound effect. This morning I woke up and caught up, because to be honest, going into it I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. I think I'm past the point of, I just haven't liked a book like this in so long, basically a romance, like just like a straight up romance, in so long that I was like, I don't know if I'm really gonna be into it. But I've read 3 chapters and I'm enjoying it so far. It is like nearly 500 pages, so I will be shocked if I don't like fall off. Why is it that long? Why is it that long? It doesn't need to be. Why are romance books being made so long these days? Like, why is every romance book that comes out 450 plus pages? That is so unnecessary. Keep it under 400 at the absolute maximum. But this is really fun so far. I should have looked into what it was about more, because I kind of had an idea but it didn't really register. It's single dad, baseball, so like a sports romance, and then nanny trope, and she's also the coach's daughter. Bit tropey, but all of that mixture is working for me. This is working for me. Guys, this book has me giggling. I love single dad trope. What does that say about me? I don't know. But just like, I love this dynamic. It's like 11:45 and I am over 100 pages in. Chapter 11. Page to chapter ratio, much better than what I've been reading recently. This is so great. I feel like books like this are so hit and miss with me, where it's like just like looking into people's lives. There's not much plot, you're just like getting these scenarios of their days, and those can be amazing. Those can be my favorite books. Like the Addicted series is a lot of that, and that's one of my favorite series. It can be hit and miss. This is hitting. This is really, really fun. I love all the dynamics of like the way that the team, like this baseball team, has like come around and like has like supported Kai with having his son. It's just really sweet to see, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm in such a good mood because, like I said, romance, like these kind of romances, I don't even know what I mean by that, but just like romances that aren't from my absolute top authors. Like, I know I'm gonna love an Ali Hazelwood book, I know I'm gonna enjoy my Abby Jimenez, my Emily Henry's, but like just reading just a romance that isn't from like a favorite author and still really liking it makes me feel really happy. That it just like settles my mind a bit, like, okay, you've not like completely gone off the genre, you've probably just like had a bit of a break from it. So good. I think this is going to be my favourite book in the series. Because I enjoyed the other ones, but this is like really good. Okay, hello. I am 160 pages in, 33% through, so I'm making great progress today. I feel like this is the fastest I've read a book in a while. Like, honestly, I haven't read romance like consistently in ages, so I forgot how quickly you can get through a romance. I am just like concerned because I'm only 160 pages through, and I'm like, what are you gonna do for the next 320 pages? Like, you know, like they're already like really flirty, like, you know, not to like spoil anything. I mean, they are still like, no, we can't be together, but I don't know. I'm scared that the third act conflict is just gonna be because Miller, who's the girl, she's a pastry chef, like a really, really good one, and she's basically nannying for Kai for the summer so she can spend time with her dad, who is the head coach, and just to like take some time away to like get back into the zone of things with her work. And she's got like a big thing coming up in 2 months at the end of the summer. I feel like the third act conflict is just going to be like, I can't be with you because I've got to go be in this magazine. Like, it's so stupid. Like, real world, that you just wouldn't, you know, you just go do that and then like go back. I don't know. It's about to turn 10, so I'm about to get in bed. I'm gonna keep reading until I fall asleep, but I thought I'd just tell you I have made it through, I don't know if you can see that, 225 pages today, nearly 50% of like a 500 page book. That's really good. Yeah, I'm having such a great time. I feel like one thing that's like clicked, what makes romances really good, is when like the author takes the time to like show you what's gonna mean a lot to people in the books, and then like you see the people doing that. Like, you know, it's like when people talk about romances, they like talk about like little scenarios that you like oh, acts of service and like blah blah, blah, don't touch her, all of these like things. But I think it's so much better when it's like really specific to the character and the author like gives you the time to get to know the character, what actually would mean something to the character, rather than just like a generic thing, you know what I mean? Because like there was the thing in this, Kai, he was really specific about how he didn't want to miss his son's first steps, and Miller, who was obviously looking after his son, comes like running through his practice like, Kai, and he's like, oh my god, what's wrong, is he okay? And she's like, he was about to take some steps and I just picked him up, I don't think I should have done that, but I know you can't miss it. And like that's like such a random like silly scenario, but for him that was so important because he was so scared about missing like these important moments with his son, and the fact that she's like knows that about him and has taken such an effort and initiative to like make it so that he doesn't miss that is like more than anything else for him. Like that action would have been more than any other like big act of, you know, love or whatever. Yeah, gonna go to bed, read until I fall asleep, and we will probably, I'm not gonna say we're gonna finish this tomorrow because I always say things and I don't do them, but there's a very good chance that we will finish this tomorrow. Morning. I don't have my fucking Kindle on me. I left it in my room and I'm too lazy to go back upstairs, but and I left my cup upstairs. Now I'm gonna have 2 dirty coffee cups and I only have 2 cups. That's bad. So I think currently I'm on like 260 something pages, over 50% through, which is great. I'll either get it finished today or I'll get it like finished tomorrow morning. So basically finished today, like finished before my day starts tomorrow. It's nice. I'm still really liking it. We're halfway through and we've just got into the first, like, you know, chapters, which I honestly can like take or leave. And I'm only really like interested in reading them if like there's a good amount of build up and it just feels right, you know. It does mean that we're moving forward in the story, and I'm kind of starting to see maybe an issue I'm gonna have is the reason that they're not going to be together, and the reason that there's another 200 pages of the book, if not more than 200 pages, is because it's going to be like her doing the whole, no, I can't be with you for this really stupid reason that nobody in real life would ever actually like stop a potential relationship that like could be this good for this, but I am going to because this is a book. You know what I mean? And like getting with him, and it's clearly like really emotional and stuff, and her just being like, oh, it's casual, like this is casual. It's like, well, it's not. We all know it's not. Let's not do this. Like, I hate this. I hate that so much when it's like, you know, that there's no reason for them to not be together. The only reason they're not together is for the plot. And the way that they're kept apart, not like there's no actual reason, which fair enough if you can come up with an actual good reason to convince me why they shouldn't be together, but it's literally just like for her, it's she's got to go back to her job. Like, this is just 2 months of the summer to like get back her inspiration for baking and desserts and stuff, and then she's gonna go back to her job. But the reality is she doesn't really even want to do that. We know she just wants to have her own bakery, and like that's what would bring her joy, to like see people eat and love her desserts. But she knows that, but she's reached such critical acclaim in the like pastry chef world that she's like, that's what I got to keep doing, because I chase that goal. Like, I've got to keep doing this like really incredible like highbrow job, because that's what's like important. But we all know that she's going to end it. We all know the book's going to end with her realizing, this doesn't make me happy, I'm going to open my bakery and be with you. But we all know that. So like, it's just silly because she knows that. She knows that she'd be happier like that, but she's just like, no, can't do it. So why? So, oh, I've got to make my dad proud. So your dad doesn't give a fuck. Your dad just wants to see you. Sorry, I'm telling you everything. I honestly wouldn't say that spoiler at all. Like, you find that all that kind of stuff out pretty quickly, and you can just deduce it pretty immediately. Like, she's clearly not interested in her job, but whatever. It just feels like pointless. I'm like, this isn't a real and I know that this is going to be the third act conflict. Like, she's going to either be like, no, we can't be together because I'm going to leave, or she's going to leave and then come back. Like, why is a third act conflict in a romance always a breakup? Like, that is such a bad thing. In what world would a successful relationship, like the books we're reading, these are meant to be like once in a lifetime, like true love kind of like situations. In what world is that kind of relationship gonna start with a fucking breakup? Gonna start with you guys not speaking for a couple weeks or days or months, whatever, because of stupid miscommunication? God forbid. We can have other kinds of conflict in romances that aren't just the two love interests. Do we not agree? I know we all agree. That's the crazy thing. It's like authors are just like, can't hear us. Can't hear us. No one's saying that you shouldn't have a third act conflict. I understand that that is the simple formula for writing a book, and that's what a lot of people need to be following, and it makes a good story. I get it. I just don't understand why time and time again it needs to be these stupid little breakups that aren't like, especially when you've written these. The thing is, I'm bitching about this. It's not even happened yet. I just feel like it's going to happen. But especially when you've written these amazing characters that we see have good communication, we see really care about each other, like, and then they do this out of character stupid little breakup, and you're like, oh great, okay, I'm just going to skip the next 50 pages and like forget that ever happened. Okay, woken up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Why am I so angry about something that hasn't happened? That did just annoy me. because it's so annoying when like they're having like a really like romantic scene and the whole time you can hear her saying either to him or inside her head, but this is just casual. Remember, this is casual. Remember, we're so casual. And like, she doesn't actually mean it at all. She's not actually behaving in that way at all. Okay. But if you haven't read this book, and you haven't read it because you don't like kids in books, because kids can get annoying sometimes, really cute kid. Really fucking cute kid. He's not come out with any words of wisdom yet, which is, thank God for that. I am 75% through the book. I'm still enjoying it, but I definitely enjoyed the first half more. I think I'm finding the whole like, oh, I don't be with you, but I do want to be with you, but I do. It's just a bit tiring, and it's getting a little bit drawn out for me. We've been talking about the fact that she's gonna be leaving. Like, okay, I'm leaving in 3 weeks. I'm leaving in 2 weeks. I'm leaving in 7 days. Like, we're counting down so long. It's like, this is really, really dragging out. And like, I hate when books do this, when they'll talk about an event in like a book like this, which is just like, you know, a little cute romancy book. They'll talk about an event which is a small event. It's not like the big event of the novel that like they're talking about throughout. A small event, they'll talk about it, and then like have like 5-6 chapters in between the time that the event happens, like proper set it up really far away, when it's not an event to be set up like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, just talk about it, and then the next chapter should be a jump to that. I don't know. I just think there's some parts of this book which could have been probably cut out for me. Although my favourite parts of the book are the cute, like, sweet, lovey, dovey moments and like the family moments, like all that. I feel like once it got like spicy, I wasn't enjoying it as much because it just changes the tone, which sometimes I don't mind, but for this particular book I was really enjoying what we were doing beforehand. But I'm still liking it, but it's just not quite as much, which is a shame. I want to clean my room though, like dust my room, so I think I'm gonna find the audiobook and listen to it a bit on audiobook just while I clean, because I want to finish it now. I just want to like read it and finish it, so that's what I'm gonna do. Got 95% left, so I'm gonna finish off on the Kindle. Boo! I hate epilogues, they're so fucking boring. I'm gonna rate this epilogue out of 10. Be back in a minute. As far as epilogues go, 6, 7 out of 10. That was readable. I didn't really skip through that too much. Okay. Done. I'm so happy I finished it. Okay. That was good. I liked that book. I actually really liked that. Caught Up by Liz Tomford. The start was fantastic. Like the first 250 probably pages absolutely ate up. Kind of lost me when it got to like, I think we could have cut 100 pages and just like wrapped the ending up a little bit quicker, a little bit neater, not so much like angsty back and forth, like, you know, but overall really, really good. I reckon I'll rate that like a 4.25 because it's a bit better than average, but I won't lie, it did knock it down. But you know, I loved Kai. Kai was great throughout. Loved Kai. Miller, I loved her at the start, loved her again by the end, but she did lose me. She did lose me for a minute there. I was like, girl, what are you doing? You are punishing yourself and everybody around you for no good reason. But yeah, really was very good. I'm gonna take a little break now because I've been reading like all day, all night. I've been reading for the past 24 hours straight, basically. That's what it feels like. So we're going to take a little break and then we're going to pick another book. I think I know what I want to read, but I'm not going to say yet because I always change my mind. So yeah. New POV in this book. I may be jumping the gun, but is there potential that we're heading into a love? I don't know. Maybe I am jumping the gun. The gun has not even been taken out of its case. Okay, so as you saw, I started Flamefall, which is the second book in the Fireborn. I don't know if it's called the Fireborn series or it's called something else, but that's what I'm going to refer it to. The first book in the series is Fireborn. I'm reading Flamefall. These titles are just so like, you know what I mean? I've read like 44 pages. I don't know if I mentioned that. So far, going well, setting things back up. We have a new POV from like the opposite side of this like war that's simmering, which I think is going to be really fun. I was kind of like, I'm not interested in that, but one of our POVs that we were previously with is really, really pissing me off. I am at the end of my tether with that guy. Like, I've got a feeling he's going to be a sappy little baby bitch throughout this whole book, and maybe I am being cruel, but I don't care. He's a little, and he needs to grow up and stop blaming everybody else, specifically Miss Annie, for everything, basically. Whatever. I'm probably being dramatic. I don't know why I'm getting this angry. But yeah, I'm excited about this new POV because, like I said, at first I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, I always am a bit like, when there's new things. I don't like new things. Got a good feeling about it. I've enjoyed it so far. I've only had like 2 POVs from him, but I think he could add something kind of fun. Just read those 40 pages like that. So hopefully we're going to keep going like that. Hello, good morning. Quick little check-in from me. I am literally 100 pages in. Really enjoying this so far. I'm really enjoying it so far. I was a little bit nervous to get back into the story because I actually read a Goodreads review of the first book and it like said it was a reread and she was like, oh, now on to Flamefall, which is blah blah blah, like a little sentence like encapsulating the whole book, and I was like, oh well, that's put me off. But so far I'm really enjoying it. Obviously I can't really tell you anything because it's the second book in a series. The romance in this series so far is really, really light, like really, really light. The people who I'm guessing are gonna end up I don't even know if they're gonna end up together, but they're like they're the 2 protagonists have a slight romance maybe going on. You barely see them together. They like avoid each other. So if you're going into this series like wanting a romantasy, it's light. It's very light. This is just like a good, solid YA fantasy revolution storyline. I feel like it fits in well with like Divergent series, Red Queen, like all those kind of books. It fits in well in that category. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get as much reading as I can done today because I would love to like even just start another book in this video. That would be so great if I could get 4 books in this video, even though I was like only had 100 pages left of the last one, but still that'd be great. So I'm gonna read as much as I can because it's Thursday, and maybe I'll film over the weekend if I get like far in this today, you know, if it like gives me the chance. Okay, I'm like I'm nearing 150 pages of this book, and I think I mentioned earlier that I had a feeling there might be like potentially a love triangle aspect coming into this book. And I realized quickly that that wasn't the case in the way that I thought it would be, but now I'm thinking that maybe there's another situation. I don't know. No, can't give you any more details than that because second book in series would be a spoiler. But let's just say that the romance in this series does not feel clean cut. And that's fine. That's so fine. It's so fine. This is really good. I think it's better than the first one. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I'm like hooked. 262 pages in. It's dinner time, so I'm gonna go make dinner and then probably we'll get back to it. I can't tell you anything, but just know I'm enjoying this series. It's really good. It's simple and good and just good, but it's also not simple. It's kind of like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just finished Flamefall. It is 9:30. Read loads last night, read loads this morning. This was fantastic. I think I liked it a tad bit more than the first one. Hopefully we keep going on that journey and the last one's the best book. That would be amazing. I just finished it, so rating it right now is probably, you know, too early, but I'd probably say it's like a between a 4.5 and a 4.75, leaning towards a 4.5 because it's not quite there. The like political intrigue series is so up my street. I'm so into like what she's giving me. It's very like mind-boggling is honestly the only like thing I can give you, and it's just like so it's so hard to like balance in your mind like what you need to do for the good of everyone and then like individual bad action. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to do bad things for the greater good, but like how does that, and where do you draw the line? Oh my god, it's just crazy. I loved all of that. I loved the overall storyline. This doesn't have enough romance for me. It doesn't have enough romance for me. That's why it's not going above a 4.5. Yeah, it just doesn't. And I'm not going to give you any more than that, tell you my opinions on it, because I don't want to spoil anything. But there's just not enough of it for me, and that's fine. Maybe the last book will have the most. I doubt it. I feel like the last book's going to be very actiony, because this left us on a complete cliffhanger. Like, I don't fucking know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how people are getting to places when I thought they were in one place and now suddenly they're over there. Maybe I'm just dumb, or maybe that's like a little bit of a plot holy, like a mini plot hole of like, whoa, how'd you get over there so quick when you were over there? Whatever. What I'm going to read next, I think I'm going to continue this into the weekend so I can get one more series. I'm not sure what I'm going to do though. I'm having such a good time with the fantasies, but I don't really have another one that I want to pick up, so I'm not sure. But right now, go to the gym, and then me and my sister are going to take our dog on like a walk at a place, a foresty place that's nearby. So I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done today, but maybe I'll have a think about what I want to read. I don't know why I'm holding it like this. Quick update. I started reading A Taste of Poison, which is the 4th book in the Entangled with Fae series. I have physical copies of all the books that I've read from this series. And then I have what I thought was the next book, A Dream So Wicked, but it's not. This is the 5th book. It's an interconnected standalone series, so I was just going to read this next, but I read the blurb of this, and then I read the blurb of this, and this sounded more interesting to me right now. So reading this, I don't know if I'm going to buy a physical copy. I don't know if I'm even going to bother reading this because it really doesn't sound interesting to me. I'll probably try and start it and then just DNF if I don't like it. Started this. It is a Snow White retelling, as you can probably tell, and the whole concept is her father, who was married to a unseelie or seelie queen, I can't remember which one, has just been murdered, and her stepmother believes it was her, so she's on the run. There's a huntsman who has been hired by her stepmother trying to find her. The aspects of it that are kind of different so far from like the normal story is, what's her name? Astrid Snow, I think is her name. Snow White. She is half human, half fae, and I believe that her mother was a water sprite or something, I'm not sure. But her like magical ability, she's pretty much fully human, but her magical ability is that it's kind of confusing, but it's like people can't actually see her, like they don't know what she looks like. When they look at her, depending on her mood, their personalities are reflected back. So like if she's in a good mood, positive aspects of their personality that they like most admire in themselves, the things they most admire, are going to be reflected back. So visually that just like comes out as like, if you really value your like wealth and whatever, she's probably going to look really put together, and then if she's in a bad mood, opposite, you get the negative aspects. And then the huntsman is fae, and he is a bear. So he's a seelie fae. I find this really confusing. A seelie fae, but he has an unseelie form, which is like humanoid. Fine. The reason that I was like more drawn to this one was because I saw a Goodreads review which said fantasy mixed with a little murder mystery and romance. Yeah, I'd never expected that, something like that. And I was like, oh, mystery. So yeah, reading that, I'm like 50 pages in, and it's fine. It's nothing to write home about, but nothing else was really speaking to me. I was thinking about potentially reading Taming Seven, but no, it wasn't speaking to me. None of my other series is speaking to me. I kind of just want to read the next book in this series, but I need to buy that, which I haven't done yet. Ugh. Okay, hello, good morning. It is bright and early. It actually is pretty early. It's about to turn 10 actually, it's not that early. It actually is pretty early. It's about to turn 10 actually, it's not that early. Shut up. So I didn't update last night, but I have read up to nearly 50%. I'm on 48%, about to be 200 pages, 199 pages through A Taste of Poison. I don't dislike it. I think I definitely prefer it so far to the last one I read in the series, which was Kiss of the Selkie. I didn't love that. But it's not really doing much for me. The writing does not pull me in. It doesn't like make me want to keep reading. I definitely skim a lot of the description and just like go straight to the dialogue. It's a shame. I'm like, to be honest, if I started this series now and I read the first one, because I read the first one, gave it a 5-star, I loved the first one. I don't know if I would give it the same now. Like, I don't know. If I read that and then I read the second one, I probably wouldn't have bought the next one and continued. But I was just in that like reading zone of like, okay, buying the next one before I even like had the chance to read it. And then I was also like, well, I want to finish the series, even though it's an interconnected standalone retelling series. I don't need to finish it. Yeah, so I'm going to read this. I don't know if I'm going to read A Dream So Wicked when I'm done. Like, this really does not interest me. There's so many words on these pages as well. Like, God, give it a rest. Maybe I'll like start it just as an excuse to DNF it, which is so bad. But like, that's how I feel. Yeah. I don't know. But this is okay. It's better than the last one. It's okay. But it's just not like, you know? It's not... I'm going to try and finish it today, though. So it's done, you know? I don't have to deal with it anymore. Okay, hello. I finished A Taste of Poison. It's like 6:30. I just ran for it basically because I wanted to get it done. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it was one of the better books of the series, but I think what it is that really like stops me from really engaging is there's just a lot of over description, over explaining. Like I was clicking through some pages to be like, okay, I know what they're going to talk about this thing here, let me just get past this, and it's like 3 pages of the exact same point being put across. You know what I'm saying? Like they just keep repeating the same things over and over again, and it's just not interesting. So yeah, that's my main qualm with the book, but overall fine. It's probably like a 3.5. Yeah, that feels fair. Yeah, and I think that's gonna be the end of the video. We read 3 books fully and then like 100 pages of one book, Clockwork Prince. So that is really good for me. That's a good reading week for me. Yeah, I had a great time, read some really good books. Clockwork Prince was good, Flamefall was so good, Caught Up was so good, Taste of Poison was okay. I'm happy. And also 4 books, 4 series checked off. We're making money moves. That was so gross. That's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go pick another book now because I am still in the mood to read. But other than that, thanks for watching. Bye bye.